What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. We're going to continue with fantasy matchups. And right now we're looking at the Battle of the Legends. We've covered heavyweights, we've covered middleweights, and we're going to continue with the heavyweight division because I've always been curious about this particular matchup between Big George Forman and Charles Sonny Liston. Now, Big George Forman had punched his way through the heavyweight division in the gold medal rounds of the 1968 competition, and he would win a gold medal. Charles Sonny Liston would punch his way through the AAU National Championships, and he would defeat Ed Sanders, and he would become the 1956 heavyweight champion of the AAU Nationals. Fascinating accomplishment by Charles Sonny Liston. Now, Big George Forman was born January 10th, 1949 in Houston, Texas. He stood 6 foot 3.5 and weighed 212 to 263 pounds. He had a 78.5-inch reach. He was trained and managed by Dick Sadler, Gil Clancy, Angelo Dundee, and Charlie Shipes. Charlie Shipes was a very good fighter himself. He had total bouts of 81, 76 wins, 68 knockouts, and 5 losses. Now, Big George Forman will become heavyweight champion of the world when he knocked out Smoking Joe Frazier and Kingston, Jamaica in the second round. And as Howard Cosell would say, down goes Frazier, down goes Frazier. He stated that he was bouncing him around like a rubber ball. Angelo Dundee would be shouting, "Stop the fight, stop the fight." Now, Big George Forman would win the Olympic gold medal in 1968, and he would have several exhibitions preparing for that particular competition with Cleveland Williams and Charles Sonny Liston. And George Forman would state that Charles Sonny Liston's jab was like a shotgun. He had witnessed, he didn't say the name. He had witnessed him jab a man, and his head went back so far that he heard a snap, bone crack in his neck. And he thought he killed him. Big George Forman would face Charlie Polite, Goyo Parola, George Scrap Iron Johnson, Smoking Joe Frazier twice. He would knock him out twice. Ron Lyle, one of the best heavyweight championship bouts of all time. Ken Norton, he would knock him out in 2 rounds. Muhammad Ali, he himself would be knocked out in the 8th round in Zaire, Africa, and lose his heavyweight championship of the world. Now, Charles Sonny Liston was known as the Ugly Bear. Was born May 8th, 1932 in St. Francis County. He died December 30th, 1970 in Las Vegas, Nevada, and stood 6 foot and weighed 198 to 226 pounds. He had an 84-inch reach and was managed by Willie Reddish, Dick Sadler, and he had a cut man by the name of Eddie Polino. Now, he would be introduced in the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1991. He would face fighters like Cleveland Williams, who he would defeat 2 different occasions. Roy Harris, Zora Foley, he would knock out in 3 rounds. Eddie Machen, he would defeat him in 12 rounds. Nino Valdez, knock him out in 3 rounds. Howard King, KO him in 3 rounds. He was arrested after that particular fight. Ernie Terrell, he had exhibitions with him. He would knock out Floyd Patterson on 2 different occasions in the very first round. He would become the heavyweight champion of the world. Muhammad Ali, he would be knocked out in 7 rounds because he refused to get out of his seat between the 7th and the 8th round. This fight took place in Miami, Florida, at the Convention Center. The second fight they would have would be in 1965. That first fight was in 64. This fight was in 65. It was known as the Phantom Punch, and he would be knocked out in the first round. Joe Walcott was the referee. Nat Flasher would call Joe Walcott over and tell him the fight is over. Joe Walcott would oblige and call off the fight. And no one could understand why Charles Sonny Liston was getting up and he was falling down, getting up and falling down, and Muhammad Ali was running over to Sonny Liston saying, "No one's going to believe this, you better get up." But it is what it is. You have those who say that punch was legal, or legit, and a solid punch. Those who say it wasn't, and that will always be the case. Charles Sonny Liston would eventually be knocked out in the 9th round by Leotis Martin in 1970. He would be found shot dead in Las Vegas, Nevada. he would win an NABF, or at least he would try out for the NABF Heavyweight Championship in the Leotis Martin fight, but he would come up short. He would face Amos Lincoln and knock him out in 3 rounds as well. So Charles Sonny Liston had some career. Now let's break these fighters down. George Foreman, he was in there with Ken Norton, Muhammad Ali, Smoking Joe Frazier, George Chuvalo, Charlie Polite. Sonny Liston, he was in there with Cleveland Williams, 2 different occasions. Muhammad Ali, 2 different occasions. Zora Foley and Nino Valdez. But Sonny Liston, I think, would have probably taken care of George Foreman in his time. George Foreman was green, was punching wild. He had no stamina control. He didn't know how to hold. All he knew how to do is ball his fists and throw wild punches. Sonny Liston had one of the meanest jabs in the business. He used to give George Foreman that work in sparring. So I would have to go with Sonny Liston and the first George Foreman career. Now, the second George Foreman career, I would probably have to go with George Foreman. George Foreman had an outstanding jab at that point, stamina control. And even though he was up in age, but he knew what he was doing in that ring. So you tell me what you think. Would it be George Foreman? Or would it be Sonny Liston? Salute to both fighters. Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Salute to these great fighters.